Hey guys, not Feniks here. You're probably wondering who the heck I am, and just give me one moment to explain, but as Feniks would put it,
I'm still waiting for a baby to be born, so it can happen anytime now.
I'm Rush Rage, also known as Matt, and I run a smaller gaming YouTube channel, and I heard that Feniks needed some help filling in some videos for this time period in which he's not in the best situation to make some videos, so I thought I'd fill in the gap and help you and talk about a game that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. That game is King Arthur's Gold. How would I describe King Arthur's Gold? It's a tough game to describe, probably like a medieval sandbox strategy multiplayer game. Oh yeah, it's hard to define, and it's okay. The art style, it's a bit off-putting at first, I think, for me. I'm fine with the retro-looking aspect of it. It was just really chaotic at first, and it's difficult to fully comprehend at first, and I think that's true for pretty much all of King Arthur's Gold. Is the learning curve is definitely steep for new players, and I think this drives away a lot of new players coming in. Even though this game has been on bundles and sales countless times, I haven't seen people talking about it that much, and I really think it's a good, solid game that deserves to be talked about. So here we go. There's kind of two main game modes that I want to focus on today. They're my favorite, and I played them the most, so I feel the most quote-unquote qualified, whatever that means, right, on the internet, to talk about these modes. And so I'll focus on these two, and also there's a pretty big modding scene actually, and it's really easy to download and install. I'm not sure how to make them, but it's really easy to download and install mods, and there's a really good zombie one, and maybe we'll talk about a different day. Maybe. Anyhow, first mod I wanted to talk about is called
Take the Halls,
because I just forgot what it's called. You capture and take holds, and then in these holds you can build your own machines that build things like kegs, bombs, bomb arrows, water bottles, stuff like that. And then what happens is you constantly are trying to take their holds, and you're constantly pushing back and forth, trying to take up the most holds, and then when you take someone else's hold, it switches everything around. And also you can jump from hold to hold instantaneously, and so it's really a fast game mode and really fun and really chaotic, because you'll get like 1 billion kegs stored up, and then you'll just do like a giant keg rush, and it's crazy, man. The second game mode, which I'll talk about a bit more, is Capture the Flag, and I really enjoy this game mode. I think it's the original game mode they did, and they pulled it off really, really well. It feels so balanced, and it plays out so well so many times, and that's the problem with online games, is you never know how things will play out, and that's kind of the fun of it, but that can also be the biggest downfall. You have the highest highs and the lowest lows, and that's true for a lot of multiplayer games. So Capture the Flag kind of has two different phases, I guess. The first one being a building phase. You're locked down to the first third of your map, and this is your time to gather resources and build a base around the flags, and to also start up your production of kegs and bombs and such. At first I really hated this phase because it was slower, and I really just wanted to go out for the kills, you know, for the glory. But as I learned more and got more into the strategy aspect of this game, I really started to appreciate this more. It gives you time to set up and kind of get you in a situation where, yeah, you can defend, and then that way the few people that want to keep building can hold down the fort pretty well. You get one good builder, you can hold it down. 2 would be preferred, and any more, awesome, man. But you could hold it down with 1 builder, and then the rest of the people who want to go out and kill can do that, and they haven't missed anything. And I really like that. The building has a lot of depth. It looks really intuitive, and it is, but there's a lot of little quirks you can use to make your buildings a lot stronger, such as back walls and using different materials when necessary. Wood burns really easily and is easily mined, and stone is a lot harder to get, but also a lot harder to break and bomb open as well. And so, really, if you had the best of the best, you'd want to build out of stone always, but you don't. You have a limited time, and there's no way you can do it. So you have to know when you can use wood and when you can't. And if you use it smartly, then it really doesn't affect your game all that much, versus if you would have just used stone. And I really like that. There's also a lot of mechanisms that you can invest into. You have trapdoors that only follow when the opposite team goes on them. You have spikes, you have bouncy trampolines. It's crazy the stuff you can do. There's also a lot of automation you can use to speed up your production of wood and such. After the building phase, you go into the combat phase, and there's still builders building, for sure, well, hopefully, and repairing and such, but the majority of people will then do combat. This is where the game really shines for me. The platforming is excellent, and I didn't expect it to be. Depending on your class depends on the different mechanics you can use to get around the map. The archer is really light and you have a grappling hook so you can swing from platform to platform. You can also do things like hide in trees, and you can also play dead if you hold the down key. But my favorite class would be the knight. You're given a shield and a sword, and you block with right click and you attack with left click. Pretty simple, right? No. You can charge up your sword by holding down left click, and if you do it when it's shining, you can do kind of a double lunge forward thing, and they're super strong. But you can also poke with just the single left click, and so if you poke, then you won't get through their shield, and obviously you have to be shielding the right way. And then if you charge up, then your first swing will throw away the shield, and then the second one will puncture the person. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, and it is at first, but when you start grasping the mechanics, it really starts to make sense. Now your shield doesn't just block things, you can also use it as a little paraglider to get you that extra distance, and also if you throw down some bombs and do that as well, it can push you up into the enemy base, which is really fun. You can also use it as a surfboard on water if you gain up enough speed, and give you that extra little boost. Even just the little things in this game. Like if you fall down from a large drop and land on someone, you can kill them. Like, how freaking cool is that? The wall running feels so smooth and comprehensive with the combination of the paraglider shield. You can kill people by throwing their dead teammates on them. I mean, this game can get chaotic and really crazy, but it's really fun and it all makes sense. Yes, the game is hard to get into. I have to admit also that it doesn't do a really good job of explaining this kind of stuff. And that's a shame because it has so much potential. Luckily, there's still a pretty good online community. You can usually find 3 or 4 servers full of people to join. I feel like this game has a lot of potential, and so even though you might have never heard of it, if this sounds cool, give it a shot. It's well deserving of, I think, much praise. It feels smooth, it feels balanced, it feels fun, it feels chaotic, but you can master it. So yeah, that's my recommendation of King Arthur's Gold. I've put many hours into this game, and I'm sure, without a doubt, I will continue to sink hours into this frickin' fun game. If you guys have any questions about it, you can leave it in the comments and I'll try to get back to as many of you as possible. So yeah, go out and enjoy. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. I'm sorry if this is not your usual thing and not what you were expecting, but hopefully it was new and something you enjoyed. And if you like my stuff, I have links in the description, but please don't feel obligated to check me out. I was just happy to help out and maybe get this game out to more people, so feel no obligation and send some love to Feniks for me, will ya? Thanks. See you guys.